I've always enjoyed writing, and through my life I've not always had the time to just sit down and write. But throughout, I was married for many years, and throughout I'd jot down little notes and keep folders and things like that. But it wasn't until I moved into a retirement community and started in a creative writing class that I was inspired. After I lost my daughter, I always wanted to write about her life. And so I used this opportunity to sit down, and I wrote a short story about it and shared it with the rest of the group and had everybody in tears. And so I thought maybe now's the time to sit down and write the book. So that's what inspired me. The youngest of my 4 children, my baby girl, who had a traffic accident when she was 19 years old. And she survived for 1 week, mostly in a coma. And then she passed. And the fact that she was with us for 1 week was able to bring the family together and say goodbye. So it's about this. When I finally wrote it, she would have been 50 years old. But in my heart, she will always be 19. And that's why I thought, well, the story, the title needs to be that she's going to be 19 forever. And that's what it's basically. I wrote about the accident, and then I wrote about her life, and then I came back to her death. So that's how I approached it, really. I want them to take away that when you've lost a loved one, whether, it's not natural to lose, for a parent to lose a child. But I've discovered just through this experience that people lose loved ones. They lose spouses, they lose siblings, they lose parents, they lose good friends, and life is never the same. And you can't go back to the way it was. So you have to learn to develop a new normal, so to speak. I just learned that little phrase recently, but I want them to take away, everyone grieves differently. In the book, I'm not telling people this is how you should grieve. I'm saying this is how our family dealt with it. You're going to deal with it whatever way works for you, but you need to recognize in yourself that you are strong enough to move past the immediate pain. Because the pain never stops, but it becomes like a scar. You injure yourself physically, you cut your arm. Eventually there's a scar there that reminds you that you cut it once upon a time, but you move on. And that's, one step at a time, one day at a time, cliches, but it's what you have to do. So I want them to take away, you are strong enough to survive this painful experience in your life. Okay, I have written this book, Forever 19, about my young daughter who passed at the age of 19. When I wrote the book, she would have been 50. And I sat down to share the method or the ways in which the family, myself as a parent, her siblings, friends and people who loved her, how we dealt with it. And I believe that you should purchase this book for comfort. Many people have purchased it. I've donated it to a local library, and everyone of my friends and family who has read it said it brought them comfort. Some people who have lost a child, some people who have lost spouses, and some people who haven't, but they say it gives me hope. So if something like this happened to me in the future, I know I will be strong enough to deal with it. And then that's all I can say. I think you should go out and buy the book. If you can't afford to buy the book, go on Amazon.com, go on Barnes & Noble. They also, besides a book, besides a paperback or a hardcover, there's an e-book, and it's a little bit less expensive if you'd rather do that. And for younger people who do a lot of their reading online on Kindle and on Nook and so forth, you can buy it in that format. So buy the book, once you read it, share it with your friends and neighbors, share it with loved ones who have lost loved ones, and I believe that you will feel some comfort. And I'm not trying to tell you how to grieve. I'm telling you that it's different for everybody, and that hopefully this will help you feel connected to people who have gone through whatever you are going through right now.